Hi everyone, Dennis Foley from Acoustic Fields. Today we're going to talk about more of the do's and don'ts, I guess you could call it that, for our photos that people send in. These are some that have been taken off other platforms. So the title of this one, I picked up my dream chair. Too bad I won't be allowed to use it, and cats and dogs that look like have taken over, which they'll do that. It's funny because we find in our rooms that clients tell us that after the room is treated and built, that their animals spend a lot of time in there sleeping, and it's because it's quiet. I'm sure that's what they like about the room. But in this room here, you can see that once again, speakers trapped, left channel trapped in a corner, right next to a tape deck, video screen between it, and these are horn speakers. So they're radiating energy 180 degrees across the surface of the horn. So put yourself in the position of the horn, and you're radiating energy out. And what's the first thing that you hit? The first thing that you hit is a tape deck. Well, that can't be good. That can't be good at all. You don't want a reflection off the tape deck as your primary reflection, right? And then what do we have next to it? We have a wall. So that's not good. And it looks like the right channel, I can't see, what we're up against, but there's a curtain there. So I'm going to assume that there's a window. So this is another situation where, you just got too much clutter, too restricted of a space for music to really come together and shine. No free space. Take a look at this next one. My friend's system is pretty amazing. Okay, now we're getting some speakers out into the room, still pretty close to the sidewalls, but out into the room. That's the main thing, away from room boundary surfaces. That's what you have to do. And here's a great setup for the equipment rack. You can see that it's way behind the speakers. It's not between them. So the energy between the speakers is not going to be impacted as much. Still a little too high for my liking, but it's below the mid-range driver, so we're okay there. Two-dimensional diffusion on the front wall, not advisable. We don't use two-dimension on the front wall, we use one dimension, and here's why. A one-dimensional diffuser will add spatiality to the presentation value. A one-dimensional diffuser will spread out energy in a horizontal array, and that's what you want. That's what the speakers are trying to do. Even though they're a vertical system, they're still trying to distribute sound in a horizontal domain. So two-dimensional diffusion won't do that. It won't give you that kind of extra push, if you will, that extra oomph. It will increase resolution, but there's not enough surface area coverage in this photo to really have any kind of impact. So this is more decorative than it is functional. So amps on the floor, that's good. Speakers out away from the front wall, but a little bit too close to the side walls. So I'm encouraged when I see stuff like this, that people are, getting it. Here we have My Haven of Peace. Oh, here we go. Glass front wall. How can that be? You just can't have a front wall that's all glass. It's not really a critical listening situation like that. And of course, pictures of the gear. I'd like to see that, I guess. Let's look at this other photo. Okay, so it's more, boy, it's a good room too. It's a good vaulted ceiling, good dimensions, but glass everywhere. Looks like we got a door, but it looks like a sliding panel over the door. Good. I wish we could do that for the front wall. That would be ideal. And then this would be a good setup. if we could put some kind of sliding door, or it looks like there's room to do that too. You could do that in that situation. So, getting better, things are improving, but take a final look at this. Oh, Rick Rubin, the engineer, very famous engineer, does some really good stuff. He's got a very basic setup, and he makes the mistake a lot of people do, put speakers too close to the wall. And but he's taking a different approach, I'm sure, to music. He just wants to hear everything that's in there, and he's got looks like another room where it's set up out into the room too. His reverb times have got to be pretty high. But here's the thing about great engineers, and I've talked to many of them, built rooms for some of them. A good engineer can get good sound in any room because they're good. That by definition, they're masters at their craft. They can work around anything. Obviously, they don't want to have to work around things, but they can. I mean, I do that in rooms all the time too. I can walk into a room and immediately hear where the problems are. And I can show the client, what he can do to eliminate those immediately. Well, a good engineer can do that. He can hear the problem, identify the problem, know the impact of the problem on the whole sonic presentation value, and work around it. That's the key. When we offer our room resolutions, we offer 70, 80, 90 resolutions. And what's that mean? Well, with a 70% room, you have 30% air, 30% room distortion, 80% you have 20%, 90 you have 10%. So it just depends on what you want to work around. What resolution of room do you want? And that'll determine how many issues you have to work around. And most of the time, they're in the low frequency of the spectrum. A mastering engineer, he only wants to work around 10% of the problems. Less problems, increased workflow, and better quality product. So there's a lot of benefits to having the room resolved and getting the issues out of the way. First time I've seen Rick's setup, so it's interesting. I could help him with some treatment, definitely in that situation. And I think he's in California, and I'm pretty close to where he is right now working on a project. So interesting to see that. But big room, look at the ceiling. Wow. People would kill for that kind of volume. So another series of these photos, and we'll continue them because I think we can learn a lot. We can learn a lot from others' mistakes, and we can learn a lot from the positive things that people do. Hope this helps. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this video, and if you liked it, please give us a thumbs up. We also have a newsletter that you can subscribe to, so please do that because we offer special price discounts to only those on our newsletter. And then don't forget about our forum. We have started a forum on our own website where people ask questions, and I usually get a chance every couple of days to look at it. There's an interchange between people on the forum, and we'll give you real answers on a regular basis, so that'll help you. Thank you.